You're watching Cobb County's Government Access Channel, TV 23.
Hello, I'm Tiffany Lewis, and welcome to Spotlight on Cobb, a news program updating on events happening in Cobb County government and your community. Lockheed Martin has been a longtime sponsor of the Peach State Starbase program at Dobbins Air Reserve Base. Children with family members employed at the Lockheed Martin facility in Marietta recently got the chance to experience this exciting program. Here's Starbase's John McKay with more.
Today we're running a camp in conjunction with Lockheed Martin Corporation. This is a camp for the children of their employees. What we do is we give them a little taste of the Starbase experience. Normally we are a STEM academy for at-risk kids. We run a 25-hour curriculum over 5 days for at-risk kids in Title I schools, primarily in Cobb County and Marietta City. We have about 1,000 kids a year come through our program. In these two camps we're running for Lockheed Martin, we're having about 60 kids. What they've been doing this week is they've been exploring some STEM topics, science, technology, engineering, and math. We've taught them how to fly. We have a world-class flight sim lab. We've taught them about ballistic physics. Today we're out here doing rocketry so they can see a hands-on application of that. We've taught them three-dimensional CAD, computer-aided design engineering. They've gotten to go in our lab, use actual CAD software. We have a 3D printer. We show them how everything comes out. They not only get to hear about the engineering experience, they get to experiment with it hands-on. We've also experimented with a little bit of drone technology. You've seen some of our drones out here flying today. We have other kind of drones that the kids fly. They are a special kind of drone that flies using an iPad. They have an obstacle course they have to fly. This is what we're trying to do is get them excited about science and math. That's what we try to do all year long, is to take what the kids learn in school in their 5th grade classes and see how it applies, and on top of that, get them excited, get them energized. I want to stay in school, I want to study, I want to be a scientist, I want to be an engineer, and I want to go to college or go to a tech school, come out and be a productive member of society. As you can see, the kids really like this. This is just something fun. Like I said, we give them a taste of what we do during our regular academies here. And it's also a kind of a relaxing time for our instructional staff. We don't have to stay on top of our lesson plans. We get to get out here and play. You've seen us out here with the drones, for example, where we're showing the kids what we're doing. We also use those as camera platforms. As you can see, they're out here running, laughing, clapping, just having a great time. There's 2 ways you can find out about Starbase program. There is a national website. It's simply www.dodstarbase.com or .org, excuse me. We also have a Facebook page where you can find everything. That is just one word, Peach State Starbase, inside Facebook.
Water conservation is important for the environment and our wallets. Cobb Water's Kathy Wynn has some tips to help you conserve water in your yard and save money.
I think a lot of our customers forget that this is the summer, and last summer kind of lulled everybody into a false sense that maybe our plants don't need any supplemental irrigation because we had so much rainfall. But this year, we're actually already 3 inches below for the year in rainfall. It's been a really hot, dry summer with just a few pop-up storms, which is probably not enough to get some of your plants through without some supplemental irrigation. But here in Cobb, we bill water and wastewater equal to metered water use. So I like to give our customers a few tips so they can maintain their plants, but also not be shocked with too high a water bill and help protect our water resources. So we have some tools that are available free for our customers. First, we have an outdoor water use kit. This is pretty non-technical and pretty easy for people to use. Most plants need about 1 inch of water per week. Surprise, that includes rainfall. So it may be raining at your house and not at my house, so we give out free rain gauges in the kit. You just put it in an unobstructed area of your yard, and that way you can actually see how much rain fell, and you can make it up with irrigation instead of over-irrigating your plants. The other thing we put in there is a soil moisture probe. All you have to do is insert it near the plant, and it's going to give you a reading: wet, moist, dry. You only need to water if it says dry. Plants are great actors, so sometimes when you look at them in the heat like we have today, they'll all look like they need water. But actually, their soil and roots are plenty moist. So use the soil moisture probe to decide if you need any water. And then for our customers who have automatic irrigation systems, they may not realize how much water that system can put out. One zone can put out over 30 gallons a minute every time they run it. There's a few things they can do. The first thing, watch your system run. Sometimes you're watering a telephone pole, a fence, or some other obstruction like a stop sign, and you're paying for that water, but your plants aren't benefiting at all. So if you have heads that are hitting impervious surface like driveways, sidewalks, or obstructions, have them adjusted. You can do it simply, or you can have your irrigation or landscape professional do it. A great time to test is after you mow the lawn, because sometimes the heads aren't flush with the ground and you'll clip them with the mower or move them inadvertently, even if you thought that they were positioned correctly. I like to check mine at least once a week or every 2 weeks after I mow. So you just want to make sure everything's functioning correctly. The second thing you can do is make a small investment in your system. I would suggest getting a controller that actually takes real-time weather data at your property or historical and uses it to help you decide how much water your plants need. It's called smart irrigation, and now US EPA WaterSense labels these controllers, so it's easy. You just look for the WaterSense label and you know you're getting a controller that can tell you how to water smarter. The other thing you can do is replace regular pop-up spray heads that lose a lot of water to evaporation with pressure-regulated spray heads or new rotator technology. All the water still reaches your plant, but it's through heavier droplets that lose less to evaporation and less to wind drift. So what you're paying for is actually reaching your end use. So those simple things can make their system a lot smarter. Plants can benefit and their wallets can benefit. So if any of our citizens want more information or would like to speak with a staff of the Water Efficiency about their property, we'd be happy to come out, talk to them about what's going on, or talk to them on the phone, and they can just call 770-419-6244 or visit cobbwater.org, the Water Efficiency Program.
While driving around the county, have you ever noticed small gardens planted in different areas and communities? Well, those are called community gardens, and the association wants to tell you more about why they exist. Here's Debbie Abernathy, chair of the Cobb Community Garden Association, to explain.
We are at Crossroads Community Garden, which is located in East Cobb County at the intersection of Post Oak Trett and Johnson Ferry Road. And this is a community garden on Chestnut Ridge Christian Church property. We started in 2009 with 3 small 4x4 beds dedicated to providing food for food pantries. And the next year we expanded, and the next year we said, hey, do you think people in this area would like to come and garden with us, maybe lease a bed or something? So we tried it, and as you can see, it's been quite successful. Now we have about 70 different garden beds, some dedicated to food pantries, leased, and also communal beds, and we have about 40 families that garden with us on a regular basis. But the reason why we're here today, besides having this as a wonderful backdrop to talk about community gardens, is a new organization called Cobb Community Gardens Association. And really it is about promoting and encouraging community gardens throughout Cobb County. It's a cooperative effort between the Master Gardener Volunteers of Cobb County and the Cobb Cooperative Extension Service. And our members, right now we've finally cataloged about 17 community gardens throughout Cobb and have been in contact with them. But it's interesting, community gardens are nestled everywhere. We're not really sure what we're missing at this point. A community garden can be just any piece of property that is gardened by a group of people, according to the American Community Garden Association. So that could be roadside gardens, that could be school gardens, that can be vegetable gardens, just about anything. So far, we've got about 10 of those people we've contacted that are active in our association, but along with that, we have groups that support Support Association. And that would be like the Girl Scouts, the Boy Scouts. We have different local governments that support development of community gardens, along with the Master Gardeners and the Extension Service staff. So that's kind of who we are at this point in time. As an organization, we know that community gardens in our area, it's not new, but it's relatively new. We have a lot of reasons why people are interested in community gardens. It could be the downturn in the economy not too long ago. It's got people thinking about how to raise their own food. They want to be more organic. They want to teach their children about gardening. They have covenants in their neighborhood that prevent them from doing any gardening in their yard that raises vegetables. And to me, one of the best reasons is really the sense of community of being in a community garden. So our organization is really a way to get garden managers and coordinators together, along with the supporting organizations, and share our information, our ideas, and our resources. Because we're all kind of doing the same thing. There's not a real reason why we shouldn't partner together and help each other out. So that's the reason for our organization. Lots of times when you think about a garden, you think about dirt, or as our county agent, Neil Tarver, says, that would be soil, not dirt. You think about things growing, but really in a community garden, that's just the tip of the iceberg. It's a lot about relationships, and the community garden movement also can extend way beyond that for neighborhood development, a lot of team building that has a much larger impact on the community. And I hope that you'll help us promote our mission. You can reach me anytime. My name, again, is Debbie Abernathy, and I can be reached at Debbie, D-E-B-B-I-E, at esmithair.com. That's ESMITH-air.com. And sometime at the end of 2014, we'll have our website up and running. That'll be a great way to learn about us. It will be www.cobbcommunitygardens.com. So thank you for sharing this time with me, and I sure hope to see you in a garden soon.
TV23 and Cobb EMC have teamed up to bring you electrical safety tips for your home and business. Here's Beth McMillan with more.
Hello, I'm Beth McMillan with Cobb EMC, and I'm out here at the Cobb County Safety Village to give you a few tips on electric safety. Today I want to talk to you about underground transformers. And so, like I said, we're here at the Safety Village, and this is a model transformer, otherwise I'd have to have all my safety gear on. But a lot of people don't know what these green boxes are, and you'll often see them out in front of your home, out in front of your school or your business. And they're actually what reduces the voltage from these overhead power lines to the 120 volts that goes into your home. 7,200 volts run down the power lines outside your home, and you have to bring it down to a much smaller voltage to work with inside, obviously. And these boxes include a lot of high-powered equipment. A lot of children want to be near them, want to use them as home base for tag, maybe sit on them while they're waiting for the bus. Please discourage your children from getting near this equipment. Only trained personnel should handle this equipment. And something you may not know as well is that these boxes, because they have a lot of electrical equipment, can get very hot and need to be cooled down. So they're often filled with oil and can be combustible if something goes wrong. So again, if you're around these boxes, if your children are around these underground transformers, please be sure that if you see any damage to the cabinet or any leakage, that you give us a call at Cobb EMC. We'll be happy to come take care of that for you. For Cobb EMC, this is Beth McMillan.
TV23 recently had the privilege of catching up with Commissioner Joanne Burrell, and she filled us in on the happenings in District 3. Here's Robert with more.
Thanks, Tiffany. I'm on set now with Commissioner Joanne Burrell. Commissioner, congratulations. One, we haven't seen you on the show since the election. How's it feel to win?
Great, great. And I'm just grateful that I didn't have to worry about a runoff and no opposition in the fall. So I'm in for another 4 years, and I appreciate my supporters and all the votes and support that I got, and I will be your commissioner for another 4 years.
That's super. Now, give us some insight. You can hopefully remember back when you first got elected to office, having never served, and now you having served 3.5 years and getting elected. What's the difference? What's your approach going to be, and how much wiser are you now because of that process?
Well, it's definitely been an experience. The last 4 years have been pretty tough. We've got a lot accomplished, and I have a lot of new growth in my district, and I feel better poised now to carry forward a lot of the things that I started or initiated my first year and my first term in office. moving those forward and some new goals as well.
Let's talk a little bit about that growth. The economy's begun to turn around, and we're starting to see that in more places in the community. What kind of projects are you seeing in your section of the county?
Well, since I took office in 2011, we have had over 30 new subdivisions, brand new subdivisions, either that have come through zoning or new developments since 2011.
Now, when you say 30 new subdivisions, that might scare some of our viewers that live in that area. What do you have to look at as a commissioner to make sure that what you're bringing in has the desired impact on the community?
Well, we get a lot of input from the community. We have HOA groups that are very active and participate in our zonings and give us good feedback and make sure everything's, appropriate for the zoning category and land use. But I look at the land use first and to make sure everything's compatible. I work very closely with John Peterson, our zoning director, and his staff, Rob Hozak with community development, and the neighborhood groups and the businesses and surrounding neighbors, and the other commissioners too.
Well, it's interesting when you talk about the community involvement in like a neighborhood or subdivision, because we saw the same model with Canton Road. Canton Road's really come a long way and had a lot of civic involvement. What's the status of that project now?
Well, Canton Road, after all the road improvements were done with the 2005 SPLOST, staff identified 38 sites for redevelopment throughout the county, and 13 were on Canton Road. Mm-hmm. So I have a redevelopment committee that is in the process of becoming a nonprofit foundation that is working with the businesses to attract businesses to come to Canton Road. And so far, since the 13 sites that were identified on Canton Road 2 years ago as in need of repair or were vacant, we now have 6 of the 13 remaining.
Excellent. Wow, that's impressive.
So we've come a long way.
Oh, that's outstanding. Now, speaking of things coming to Cobb, we're fixing to have something we've never had before, college football. Are you involved in that, and what's happening there?
Yes, it's very exciting up around KSU these days. They do have football coming in the fall of 2015. They're in a lot of community meetings and input from the surrounding residential and businesses around the Chastain area and Busby area where the football stadium will be. So the athletic director up there has formed a football committee that I serve on, as well as Commissioner Gorham, and we meet on a regular basis. They have an upcoming open house and are inviting all the neighbors in the area or anybody interested to learn more about how football is going to impact them and their neighborhoods. And it's August 21st up at campus at the locker rooms. Okay. So be sure and read my newsletter every week for more information as to time and place.
I'll tell you, now I live up near the college, and that college as it has grown has been a wonderful, very positive economic impact in the area that I live in. We've got great restaurants and things to do, and I think football is going to be a pretty neat thing to have. Traffic will hopefully be a bit of a challenge at some point. That means you got a lot of alumni coming back up to the college. And that reminds me, too, one of the things you came into office with pushing was growing business in Cobb County. You had an initiative, Keep It in Cobb. Are you guys still doing that, and what's the next steps?
We are. We actually had a booth at the Summer Jam that the Chamber and the Business Associations put on last week. Mm-hmm. We're very active. I still have my Keep It in Cobb committee. And with Keep It in Cobb, the committee and our purchasing department, we are also still conducting the How to Do Business with Cobb seminars. And we have one coming up downstairs in our, or upstairs in our BOC room, August 20th. Okay. And we're partnering with the school systems this year on the 3 that we're conducting.
Okay, well, that'll be a good thing to come to. Now, You and your assistant, Inger Eberhardt, do a superior job with your newsletter every Friday. And of course, my staff works to help put that together. But you guys really go to great lengths to root out information about things happening in the community and put them together. Is that still the best place to get information about what's happening in the district?
It is. And thanks to you and your staff, we now do those weekly. As you recall, they kind of started out as weekly updates on DOT projects going on in the area in each district. And from that, we developed a full-blown newsletter to make citizens aware of all the events going on, not just road projects and DOT updates, but events and seminars and everything that we offer. So I'd like to thank you and your staff, and everybody knows that calls my office or emails me. They know how valuable Inger is, and I couldn't do without Inger.
That's the truth, absolutely. Well, if somebody wants to sign up for your newsletter, they can just go to cobbcounty.org, go to your page for Commissioner Burrell, and there's a little spot there they can stick their email address in. Anything we left out?
I think that's about all.
Okay, well, once again, congratulations on the second term. We look forward to working with you, and thanks for taking time to be with us on TV 23.
Thank you, Robert, and thanks to your staff and all of our county staff that are so valuable to us.
Thanks, Commissioner.
Thanks.
Back to you, Tiffany.
Thanks, Robert. Well, that wraps up this edition of Spotlight on Cobb. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.
Brushy, brush your teeth every day and every night. Now it's your parents' turn. Here's what you gotta do. Let them have your toothbrush so that they can brush your teeth. Great job, you're almost done. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. That's it. Help your teeth stay healthy. Brush with a grown-up every day.
When you throw away money on wasted electricity, you're throwing away everything you could have bought with it. Saving energy saves you money. Learn more at energysavers.gov.
Yeah, salad on Saturday, fruit on Friday, throw a ball Thursday. Water Wednesday, touch your toes Tuesday, let's move Monday, swap us next Sunday.
60 minutes of physical activity a day and eating well can help get your child healthy. So keep them active and eating well every day. Get ideas, get involved, get going at letsmove.gov. That's letsmove.gov.
The Cobb County Safety Village is the most comprehensive safety training environment in the region. Located in central Cobb County, the Safety Village aims to provide the highest quality of safety education available. Primarily designed for elementary-age school children, the Safety Village provides hands-on life safety training. Education is the key to reducing risk and protecting our community and its residents, and the Cobb County Safety Village is the first in Georgia to offer this kind of learning experience. On the 8-acre site is a large multi-use education building which includes classrooms, a cafeteria, offices for employees, and an auditorium made to look like the historic Strand Theater in Marietta. There is also a station for inspecting car seat installation, a free service provided to the residents of the county by Safe Kids of Cobb County, which includes 3 mechanics bays that provide shelter from the elements as well as heat during the winter months, as opposed to before when seat checks were done outside. After walking through the reception area, visitors are greeted with what looks like a small house. This is known as Sparky's house. In the hallway, which is made to look like a street, there is a replica of a telephone booth and a small tree. Sparky's house actually consists of a living room, bedroom, and kitchen, creating an incredibly memorable learning experience that mimics some life-threatening situations that children may face in their own homes. The front door of the house opens to what looks like a regular home on the inside. In Sparky's living room, children are taught about the 3 elements of fire, shown what objects around the house are more subject to catching on fire, and then the home fills with smoke from machines and steam heats the doorknob at the exit. Children must then maneuver, crawling across the floor to keep away from the smoke, and feel the door with the back of their hands to see if there is fire on the other side. The children then open the door and crawl outside to safety. When they are in Sparky's bedroom and the room fills with smoke, the children must then climb out the window with a safety ladder and meet up at the family's arranged meeting spot, the tree outside of the house. After these lessons, children participate in a simulated 911 call, complete with a live operator answering at the other end. Children are also given classes from police officers regarding topics ranging from what to do if approached by a stranger, what to do when you're home alone and hear a knock at the door, and what to do if they find a gun in the house. Interaction and participation by the children is highly encouraged and also provides for a better learning experience. The Safety Village's goal is exactly this: teach children in a unique and unforgettable way and make it as interactive as possible, but do so in a manner that is controlled, supervised, and above all, safe for the students. The David Hankerson Education Building is only the first part of the children's experience. The Safety Village itself is a working village. The land has been paved like a small neighborhood and designed to look just like that, only on a reduced scale. The Safety Village is a child-sized representation of our county, complete with real trees, scaled-down operative buildings with signage, small street signs and traffic lights, and even model homes. Site elements used throughout the village reference those found around the Marietta Square to help give the scene a recognizable and authentic look. The site features 4 distinct areas, which are the Marietta Square, a commercial district, a residential district, and an industrial district. Since it has opened, the Cobb County Safety Village has improved the fire department's efficiency in training students by 200%. Twice as many students have been able to take part in this safety training than last year before the Safety Village opened. It is easier and requires less manpower to have a centralized location, which helps to reduce scheduling conflicts. Before, when 2nd and 4th graders participated in their state-mandated fire safety program, a fire truck with a trailer housing a far less advanced scenario similar to Sparky's house would have to travel out to each school individually and could only handle one small group of students at a time. The Cobb County Safety Village allowed them to build a more complex scenario, which teaches the children more effectively, and they have room for multiple classes at one time. Children will benefit greatly from the knowledge that they will encounter through observation and participation. Learning is essential to a child's mind, and taking part in the process is crucial. The philosophy is simple: tell me and I will forget, show me and I may remember, involve me and I will understand.
Up, college is hard. Down, those books are heavy.
My sport is football, but my passion is education. So every year I take promising high schoolers on a college tour to show them that higher education means a brighter future. My name is Nnamdi Asamoah. I don't just wear the shirt, I live it.
You can be a reader, tutor, or mentor too. Take the pledge at liveunited.org/volunteer.
Do you wear this?
I'm home, and I love it. I'm home where I belong. I'm home, and I love it. I'm home where I belong.
It's always nice to come home. But these days, many Americans are at risk of foreclosure and losing their homes. Making Home Affordable is a free program from the U.S. government that has already helped over 1 million struggling homeowners like these. And we want to help you.
I'm home, and I love it. I'm home.
Find out now what your options are Go to makinghomeaffordable.gov or call 1-888-995-HOPE. The sooner you act, the better chance we can help you.
I'm home where I belong.
Takeout meals for just $12.99. Call it.
Sherry Pearson. You are the sole surviving heir of the King of Montanopolis, and you are now worth $45 million.
I'm rich! This can't be real.
Of course it's not real. Come on. Having money isn't about luck. Like that takeout meal. Cook at home instead, you can save thousands a year. Feed me.
Feed the pig.